Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Ricky's in London. In this video, we will see why is London the most famous city in the world. This is a city where the rich spends their time and their money. The city of ideas and imagination is the restless inventors of art and culture. This city has lots of history in its past. This fantastic city is London. London is one of Europe's most iconic cities with a rich history, incredible architecture, and a unique culture. London has something for everyone, from history and culture to a good food and a great time. Watch till the end and find out why London is the most lovable city in the world. London's financial industry is based in the city of London and Canary Wharf, the two major business districts in London. London is one of the financial centers of the world, as the most important location for international finance. This unique concentration of talent that boosted the commercial revolution to the industrial revolution. By the end of the 19th century, Britain was the wealthiest of all nations and London the leading financial center. London's largest industry in finance and its financial exports makes it a large contribution to the UK's balance of payments. Around 325,000 people were employed in financial service in London. Until mid 2007, London has over 480 overseas banks, more than any other city in the world. It is also the world's biggest currency trading center, accounting for some 37% of the $5.1 trillion average daily volume. In terms of stock exchange, the London Stock Exchange is the second largest stock exchange in Europe after Euro's Next. As of August 2021, the total market value of all companies trading on the London Stock Exchange stood at approximately 4.55 trillion British pounds. The pound sterling. The sterling is the fourth most trading currency in the foreign exchange market, after the United States dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen, and the British pound is the oldest currency and in continuing use. London's GDP is 801.66 billion euros. In 2017 makes it the biggest urban economy in Europe and one of the major financial centers in the world. In 2019, it had the highest number of ultra high net worth individuals in Europe and the second highest number of billionaires of any city in Europe after Moscow. Transportation. London has an extensive and developed transportation network which includes both private and public services. Journey made by public transport systems accounts for 37% of London's journeys, while private service accounted for 36% of journeys, walking 24%, and cycling 2%. London public transport network serves as the central hub for the United Kingdom in rail, air, and road transportation. Aviation. The metropolitan area of London is served by 6 international airports and several smaller airports. Together, they make the busiest airport system in the world by passenger numbers and the second busiest by aircraft movement. In 2018, the 6 airports handled a total of 177,054,819 passengers. The London airport handles over 60% of the UK air traffic. The airport serves a total of 14 domestic destinations and 396 international destinations. London Heathrow is a major international airport in London. During the year 2020, it was the third biggest airport in the world. by international passenger traffic and the third busiest airport in Europe by passenger traffic. Underground and DLR. The London's Underground, commonly referred as the Tube, is the oldest and the third longest metro system in the world. The system serves 270 stations and was formed from several private companies, including the world's first underground electrical line, the City and the South London Railway. It dates from 1863. Over 4 million journeys are made every day on the underground network, over 1 billion each year. There are more than 360 railway stations in London. Travel cut zone on an extensive above-ground suburban railways network. South London particularly has a high concentration of railways as it has fewer underground lines. Most most train lines terminate around central London, running into 18 terminal stations. Chaplin Junction is the busiest station in Europe by the number of trains passing London in the centre of the National Railway network, with 70% of their rail journeys starting and ending in London. Like suburban rail services, regional and intercity trains depart from several terminals around the city centre, linking London with the rest of Britain. London's bus network runs 24 hours a day with about 9,300 vehicles, over 675 bus routes, and about 19,000 bus stops. In 2019, the network added over 2 billion commuters trips per year. Since 2010, an average of 1.2 billion pounds is taken in revenue each year. London has one of the largest wheelchair accessible networks in the world. Roads. Although the majority of journeys in central London are made by public transport, car travel is common. In the suburbs, the inner ring road around the city centre, the north and the south circular roads just within the suburbs, and the outer orbit motorway, the M25, just outside the built up area. In most places, inner circles the city and are intercepted by a number of busy radial routes. Very few motorways penetrate into inner London. The M25 is the second largest ring road motorway in Europe at 188 kilometers long. The A1 and M1 connect London to Leeds and Newcastle. The Port of London, once the largest in the world, is now only the second largest in the United Kingdom, handling 45 million tons of cargo each year as of 2009. Tourism. London is one of the leadingest tourist destinations in the world, and in 2015 was ranked as the most visited city in the world with over 18.83 million overnight visitors and had 280 million day trippers. It is also the top city in the world by visitor cross-border spending, estimated at $20.23 billion in 2015. Tourism is one of London's primary industries, employing 700,000 full-time workers in 2016 and contributes £36 billion a year to the economy. The city accounts for 54% of all inbound visitor spending in the UK. There are many museums and art galleries in London areas, the majority of which are free to enter. Many of them are popular places for tourism. London has more than 170 museums. London's important culture and historical centers and museums could not have been missed in this area. If you get to visit this wonderful city, you would definitely lose a lot from your trip if you don't visit the museums. Major tourist attractions in London, including the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, Tower Bridge, London Eye, Trafalgar Square, London Aquarium, and so on. London has 4 World Heritage Sites: the Tower of London, Kew Garden, the Palace of Westminster, along with the Westminster Abbey and St. Margaret's Church, and the historical settlement in Greenwich, where the Royal Observatory and the prime meridian of the world, where the latitude is defined to be 0 degrees. Every place on Earth was measured in terms of its distance east or west from this line. The line itself divided the eastern and western hemisphere of the Earth. Since the late 19th century, the prime meridian at Greenwich has served as the reference line from Greenwich Mean Time or GRNT. If you are in London, means you are in the center of the world by time and longitude. Entertainment. Globally, the city is one of the biggest four fashion capitals of the world, and it is the world's third busiest film production center, presenting more live comedy any other city, and has the biggest theater audience of any city in the world. Europe's busiest shopping center is Oxford Street. The shopping street nearly 1 mile and 1.6 kilometers, making it the longest shopping street in the UK. Music. London is one of the major classic and popular music capital of the world and hosts major music corporations such as Universal Music Group International and Warner Music Group, as well as countless bands and musicians. The city is also home to many orchestras and concert halls, such as the Barbican Arts Centre, the South Bank Centre, Cadogan Hall, and the Royal Albert Hall. London's two main opera houses are the two Royal Opera Houses and the London Coliseum. The UK's largest pipe organ is at the Royal Albert Hall. Sport. London's most popular sport is football, and it has 6 clubs in the English Premier League. From 1924, the original Wembley Stadium was the home of English national football team. It hosted the 1966 FIFA World Cup final, with England defeating West Germany, and served as the venue for the FA Cup final as well as Rugby League Channel Cup final. One of London's best known annual sport competition is the Wimbledon Tennis Championship, held at the All England clubs in the southwestern suburbs of Wimbledon. Played in late June to early July, it is the oldest tennis tournament in the world. London has two most important international cricket grounds, Lord's and the Oval. Lord's has hosted 4 finals of the Cricket World Cup, and it's known as the home of cricket. Education. London is a major global center of higher education, teaching and research, and has the largest construction of higher education in Europe. London has the greatest constructions of top-class universities of the world, and it has international student population around 110,000, is larger than any other city in the world. Demography. London diverse culture means over 300 languages are spoken, recorded that 2,900,000 people, 36% of London's population, were foreign born, making the city with the second largest immigration population after New York in terms of absolute numbers. 20.9% of Londoners were Asians descent. Indians accounted for 6.6%, followed by the Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis at 2.7%, each 15.6% of London's population. That is why you see so many Asians in this country. London offers a great variety of cuisines. It is estimated that there are more Indian restaurants in London than the biggest Indian urban center like Mumbai or New Delhi. Gastronomic centers, including the Bangladeshi restaurants of the Brick Lane and the Chinese restaurant of Chinatown. London was the world's largest city from about 1831 to 1925, with a population density of 325 per hectare. Environment. London is an incredibly diverse place. You may be excused for thinking there were not so much place for all these Londoners, but 60% of London is open land, 47% of Greater London Greens, as well as the 3,140 local natural reservoirs, 36 sites of special scientific interest, and 4 heritage sites and 2 national nature reserves within the city limits. There are 3.8 million private gardens. In the Greater London area, around 670,000 people use their bikes every day, meaning around 7% of the total population of around 8.8 million use bikes on an average day. For its size, London is the greenest city in the world. Actually, you can call it a forest. Thank you for watching my video. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys seen my new logo in my channel. Thank you.